Today, what we want to talk about is what got us interested in martial arts, and what keeps us doing it, why we teach it, and why we still find ourselves here after so many years. Stay tuned because Talon doesn't know this, but I'm also having a $50 contest. I don't know when I'm going to talk about it, but it's coming. And then what I also want to cover is the other things that we're going to be going on these morning calls. So,
cool.
What's in the future for
Nice.
this little talk show. So, Talon,
Yes, sir.
what got you into martial arts?
I think like most people in 2006, 2007, it was the UFCs. And then that was a time when you kind of still saw jiu-jitsu specialists and grappling specialists, and you're like, you know what, I want to do that, right? Like, that looks really cool. That stuff's powerful. And coming from a traditional martial arts background,
What was
and
that?
then, like ninpo and karate, things like that, when I was a kid. One of my best friends in high school, his brother was super into jiu-jitsu, and he trained with Jeff Curran. And, we were messing around, and I was just like a 15, 16-year-old kid, but I just remember just feeling like absolutely helpless against a grappler. And I was like, you know what? I need to be getting into this. So the first thing I did was I looked around to see where I could go. I couldn't get to Nutriground Milwaukee, but I could train at the Grafton Judo Club with Greg Roloff and Tom Race and Chris Roloff. So I did that for a while, and they're actually now the judo instructors at or Greg is.
Here,
at
we
our
sucked
club.
them in,
Yeah, we kind of stole
absorbed
them.
them, definitely stole them.
Which was a really good idea. But so I was doing judo for a while, and then I saw a flyer for Riptide Grappling, and just kind of got hooked on it.
That's awesome. And you were one of my first students back in 2008, 7?
7. I think I was the first person to sign a waiver.
That's awesome. I probably have it somewhere. I should dig it up.
You should dig it up. That'd be
just have
cool.
this,
I'd like frame it.
I literally have this stack of old waivers this big
Yeah.
that if someone actually got hurt with one of those old waivers, there's no way I would ever find it.
This is no way.
way.
It was
There's,
never coming up for
so much
for
water
court.
damage on them. They're all crinkly and yellow and been in the basement forever. Everything's digital now. I can just type in your name, but
Yeah.
the old school ways.
Yeah. Paper. Paper. What was I going to say on that note? I think you were a 4-stripe white belt when I signed up. And then
I was a 4-stripe white belt. Luke was a blue belt.
fresh blue belt.
But, we really started as a club, not as necessarily an academy. But, back then there were no black belts in Wisconsin. There were 2. You had
Matamoros and John.
Henry got it right when I started. Well, John probably had his black belt by the time you started.
I think so. Yeah.
John,
For sure.
John probably did. But when I started jiu-jitsu, about a year before you did, it was Henry. There were couple people out in Madison.
Oh, really?
From Brazil. So, I think Luis and Thiago were actually out in Madison already. And Talos was out there. So, not many. Maybe 2, 1 Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was
homegrown one.
It was hard to get into. Jiu-jitsu wasn't the thing yet. I mean, people had been training jiu-jitsu, obviously, because you had black belts. People had been immersed in the culture in America. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe once I got into it is because once you see it, it's because there's this whole subculture for jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
Where it's everywhere for me, but there's people who still have no idea what it is, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
That you don't know of, you don't know what an EBI is, or you never heard of all of these premier tournaments or things like
for
that.
Sure. So you started with me.
Yeah.
But then I lost you.
You did lose
Because
me.
you turned into a hippie.
I did turn into a hippie. Well, I think
Not really a hippie.
Yeah, not really a hippie. I got really into rugby, and then I got into, so that was breaking up my practices, and then my girlfriend absolutely hated the fact that I was, training all day, and then I'd go to rugby practice, and then I'd come home full of mud and jiu-jitsu sweat.
So
and
there's probably more that you just stunk.
Yeah.
And less that you're actually
Yeah, and that's what it was.
working out.
And then I went to school in Florida, and then I traveled for work, and then blah, 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 blah. But then life brought me back to Grafton, and then I ran out of excuses as to why I wasn't training, and here I am. Well,
You
year and a half.
peeked your head in my door one night
Yep.
and said, Perry, I'm coming back. And I just looked at you, and I'm pretty sure I just said bullshit.
You're just like, it's Talon.
And sure as shit.
Yeah, yeah.
On Monday, you were back. I think you were like on your way to like the hutch or something.
No, I was at the hutch, and I noticed that class was ending, and I'm like, you know what? Because I actually saw that sticker in the hutch bathroom.
Oh yeah,
and I was like,
it's a Newsground sticker.
yeah, that's on the.
I don't know. It's been
mirror.
there forever.
And I'm like, I really don't have a reason not to train anymore. Let's go over there and do that. So, and then I think Heather was like, "Are you two related?"
Me and you?
Yeah. Do you remember that? She's like, "You guys have the same mannerisms."
Because we both look like cavemen. Oh well. What about? But you're not just training anymore.
No, I am not. I came back, and then within a couple months, I got interested in helping out with the kids program because I wanted my little brother to do it. My little brother ended up not sticking with it, but
he's a hippie.
Yeah, because he's a hippie.
Not really.
I stuck with the kids program. I just ended up really, really liking it. I liked helping out. I liked giving back to the community. It was cool. And then I just stayed consistent, and I showed up every day and started coming more often, and then I became the most consistent coach. So then I started taking more responsibilities, and
he's hired.
I'm hired. A year later, I'm the kids instructor.
He's the dude.
I'm the guy.
We got a couple other.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely. All the time. So I step in when I can. Usually, if you're doing business stuff, but you definitely changed some lives. I don't know. Did you hear about Ari?
No, I didn't. Like, I never get a chance to talk to the parents.
Yeah, so her mom's going to talk to you. Don't cry on camera, though. So apparently, ever since she was young, she's been in OT for, being introverted.
What's OT? I'm not familiar.
Occupational therapy.
Okay.
So just her kind of introverted tendencies, not very confident in ourselves, both communication wise and socially, as well as physically, right? Working on her balance and coordination and stuff like that. And she actually just had an appointment where she literally crushed it. And surprisingly, and the therapist said, because of what she's been doing in martial arts, and how long she's been doing it for, like 3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's been doing martial arts, she actually graduated from OT last week.
Oh.
So.
That's so nice to hear. I like it when I hear that kind of stuff. It's awesome.
I should have told you sooner. But I told her mom to tell you. So
yeah.
She probably still will. So I don't know.
That's cool.
Crazy stuff like that happens. And, we see the changes in here, but, we don't get to see a lot of the kids outside the academy. So when we hear about stuff like that, it makes everything we do and the time that we put in and the classes that we teach, makes everything worthwhile. It's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And especially and you can see, especially in the year and a half I've been doing it now, and a couple months, something like that. Just the growth I've seen from the students from the day I walked in, guys like Tommy, and even up to the people like Xavier, how much more mature Xavier has gotten, and how much, more skillful like Ellie and, Audrey have gotten.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
I know you have a couple people watching right now. Drop us a comment. We'd like to see who's here.
For sure.
And if you guys have any questions for us, we can definitely talk about those too. And always appreciate the thumbs up and the hearts as well. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
The ones on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So me for martial arts.
How did you, I actually don't know this story.
Really?
I know that you were wrestling, you were a big wrestler.
So I wrestled all through middle school, where actually one of our coaches now is coaching the middle school. So Matt Fuji, one of our adult instructors, is coaching my old middle school team now, which is crazy. So I wrestled at Webster. I wrestled all the way through CHS. While I was at CHS, I got involved with coaching, helping with the club group, the Mat Dogs, which my old coach now coaches the Mad Dogs, which is really cool. Matt Cartman, if you guys are in Cedarburg, check out the Cedarburg Mad Dogs. They're awesome. It's where I got started with all this. And then after high school, I find myself wanting to keep helping out with the program. So my first year of high school, I coached a little bit. I just helped the team out. Second year after high school, I was brought on as the assistant coach for the varsity team, a paid position. I think it came out to be like $3 an hour or something like that. But it was awesome.
Yeah, like, anybody from grappling is getting
like getting money to wrestle is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I had a blast with that, but mad respect to, all the high school coaches and stuff out there. Like the time that they put in outside of just practices is crazy. It's crazy. So when I was coaching my second year, my best friend from high school, Luke, started getting into the UFC, about 6 months before I did. And I think he started just by putting gloves on and punching each other in the basement.
He was like we were. Yeah, that's how we got started.
Yeah. He bought a couple terrible DVDs, probably Boss Rutan or something like that, and learned and started punching. And then he wanted to do jiu-jitsu, and he actually found jiu-jitsu about 6 months or potentially 9 months before I did. And he found John on MySpace because small businesses didn't have websites, but John, my instructor in Milwaukee, had a MySpace page. His MySpace page, his picture literally looked like he was 70 years old. Because if you know John, he bleaches his hair straight out. Slight mohawk, which makes his hairline receding. Sorry, John, if you're watching this.
Just making it look like he was
yeah, it was ridiculous. It was probably a picture after he got pounded in the face in a MMA fight or something like that. So Luke found John, and he did jiu-jitsu for a while, and he was trying to convince me for the longest time to go do it. And I was like, no, I wrestled, man. Wrestling, it's far superior sport.
Oh, wow, you're one of those guys.
No. So eventually he got me to come in. I was mid-wrestling season once, and I came in to try out a class. And I tried out a class. I think I tried out a couple classes. I loved it. The second week after trying, I took a vacation to Florida. And then when I came back from Florida, I don't think I'd literally ever stopped training. I don't know if I missed a week in the gym since.
Really?
Through injuries, sickness, anything like that, I just never stopped.
Yeah.
I was also in school at MSOE. My school schedule, literally, Josh. I love John too. He's ridiculous. And what's up, Chris? Josh, you're awesome too. Thanks for joining us. What was I saying?
John is ridiculous.
John's ridiculous.
Yeah. You never stop training through injuries.
Oh, yeah. So I just never really stopped training. And, I was going to school at MSOE, and I literally made my school schedule revolve around jiu-jitsu and work. So I knew what my jiu-jitsu schedule was.
Yep.
I would throw my school schedule in and just compact all my hours as much as I can, and the rest of it was dedicated to work. And one of my first internships was through my friend Gabe, who I actually met at jiu-jitsu. So with his flexibility and school and whatnot, and he wanted to train too. So it was just perfect. He was flexible with it. I was probably working 30, 35 hours, going to school, training, sometimes twice a day. But I loved it. I love being busy and stuff like that. Love getting shit done.
Yeah, it was a cool crew in the cowboy days at Nutriground too.
Yeah, and then, about a year in, me and Luke were sitting on the mat at Milwaukee, and he looks at me. He's like, "Do you want to start a jiu-jitsu club?" I was like, "Yeah." Back at home in Cedarburg, I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Cedarburg, Grafton, whatever.
Yeah.
And Luke was working at Foreman Fitness, and literally, I think that night, I took $800 of student loan money and bought puzzle mats.
Is that what those were?
Yeah. Yeah. So I bought the puzzle mats. Luke was working at Foreman Fitness, so he had the in to get a group fitness room once or twice a week. And literally a week later, we
That's where I show up.
Did all of our LLC and stuff, and then there's this dude.
Yep.
That's crazy. I'll post
awesome.
One of the old Riptide photos.
Yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
a couple sweet ones.
That was awesome.
I also have actually all
This is a
the.
good time.
I have all the news graphics as well.
I remember buying my first gi, and the only way to do it was at Judo Inc. and had to call the guy, and like he just like kind of he's like, yeah, I left it on the front porch for you. Like,
Oh yeah, Norm.
yep. Hockey tape on the white belt for your black tab, and
That's awesome. So, contest time really quick.
Woo.
I know we have about 5 people watching. Talon and I want to do this on a regular basis, and, it's not going to just be talking about us and what got us into jiu-jitsu. But, we want to talk about things like, goal setting, how we can help you out, and, a bunch of different topics like that. I think our next one we'll probably do on goal setting. We've been talking about it.
We've had a
all
lot of
month
success
the
with those
kids.
kind of things too. So
Talking about with kids all month. I've actually been helping Sophia out, your girlfriend, with goal setting and stuff.
she's got her like 13-week planner, and
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff you can get done if you know how to do it. So we're going to help you guys out with that. But for the contest, what we want is, I want to know what to name this show.
what to name this show?
I don't know. What should we name it?
Well, let's put the contest out. What is it? $50? You said?
Yeah.
50 bones.
$50
If you
cash.
name our show,
$50 cash.
which means you
It's
also
like
got to
this-
come in here and we
It's
get
like
to
this
convince.
$20 bill, but instead of the 2, there's a 5 on it.
It's pretty amazing.
So $50.
$50.
Cash. It's like the real thing. We were just talking about how credit cards aren't
Yeah,
necessarily
which means
real
you do
money.
have to come in to claim your prize, which means we get to try to convince you to do jiu-jitsu if you don't already.
I don't have to convince you to do jiu-jitsu. You'll want to do jiu-jitsu the second you step in. But let us know. I want to know what to name this thing. I'll make a cool title for it and everything. Instead of just having this Neutron symbol, I could put over Talon's face and go, woo, 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 woo. Right. I'll put a logo on there or something.
Sounds good.
Josh, what should I name this? Tell me. You might win $50.
Right here.
Dude, I know you're not in the area at all. I will come out and train with you. I mean, I'll do that anyways. But I will come out and give you $50 if you figure out what we should call this thing. Cool. But we are about 18 minutes in, way longer than I thought it.
Way longer.
I'm well convinced that people don't watch Facebook videos longer than 5 minutes. So fast forward to the good parts, skip the bad parts. Always go to the end for the contest, man. All these Facebook videos, they always have contests at the end. Just scroll to the back. We have a private lesson.
Yes, we do.
So let's go do that. Check you later.
Bye.